Slasha, everybody. Happy March. It's finally March. It's finally the 1 month a year. It is not only acceptable, but preferred to drink Irish whiskey. Let me say hi to you guys all in chat. I'm floating here. I'm kind of in zombie mode. It's been a very big weekend. For those of you who I might have met over the weekend at the Ohio Liquor Control OHLQ Irish Cask and Craft events. It was good to see all of you. I did the one in Cleveland Friday night, drove back to Columbus, did the one in Columbus on Saturday, had a wonderful Irish whiskey tasting. Last night with Sir Maurice O'Connell, and then kept this show rolling today. So I just got home from a Guinness pouring contest. I was completely robbed. Sorry, Karen. I was robbed. I should have won that one. But let's say hi to everybody. I'm really excited. Make sure you guys, if you have any Irish whiskey questions, this is the stream to ask them in. We have Douglas Papa. Good evening, all. Cheers, Stacy. Cheers, Douglas. How are you doing? Mr. Mom 310. Cheers to you, sir. Robbie. Evening, all. How you doing, Robbie? Hope everything's going well for you over there in Ireland. It's good to see you. Bourbon Neophyte. Cheers, all you magnificent Irish whiskey people. Anthony is going live tonight with, I think it's Bruglotic now, right, Anthony? Make sure you drop your link to your stream in chat so everybody can, once we wrap up here, we can hop over there. Hey, cheers, Mike Meyer. It is good to see you. Cool running. Hi, Stacy. Folks in chat, Slancha, cool running. How are you doing? Liz B. Cheers, Liz. We got it else in here. Amy Oburn, happy hello to everyone. Power John's Lane in a glass. That's a good one. Amy has quite the Irish whiskey selection. If you're on Instagram, make sure you guys are following Oburn's Irish Pub. Yes, 7:30, be 7:30 Eastern time. And cheers to you, Zen Boot. Kilco Whiskey Mental Musings. I'm still getting the hang of that, Kilco. Cheers to you. Kilco, are you going live tonight? I didn't see a thumbnail, but in all honesty, I've only checked. I was online for like 10 minutes today. It's been insane. So let me know if you're going live tonight. Make sure you put the link in here so everybody can jump over at 7 to catch you. Sugar Kitty, cheers to you, good sir. Hey, David Tanko, cheers to you. It's good to see you. Christine Vasco, slaunch y'all. Cheers, Christine. I was up in Christine's neck of the woods, up there in Strongsville on Friday night. That was a very good time. Cleveland turns out when you put Irish whiskey in front of them. I'm telling you. All right, please help me welcome my guest. I'm so excited. This is going to be so much fun just to sit and talk Irish whiskey. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, throw them in chat because this is definitely the stream for your questions. So please help me welcome our very favorite Canadian friend, Donald Rance. Cheers, Donald. How are you doing? Looks like Kilco is... Oh, okay. So you are going live with a gaming stream. Okay. Make sure you dump the link in here. And Sugar Kitty bought enough Guinness today to last him until Oktoberfest.
Okay. Cool.
I keep having to restock. When we can get Murphy's in town, I prefer Murphy's, but...
Murphy's is good. O'Hara's is another decent one. I tend to favor more dry stouts, so I prefer Guinness over Murphy's, which is a bit sweeter.
Yeah, I prefer Murphy's, but it's too hard to get. But yeah, Guinness is... We always have Guinness around.
Yeah. Kilkenny, that's a cream ale. It's not quite...
Yeah, Kilkenny, I think you mean cream ale. That one, yeah, that's real good.
Yeah, and tough to find in the U.S., but it's like all over the shelves here.
You can't really find it in bottles, but certain bars, they do have casks here. So you can find it in the casks in certain bars.
Yeah, we get it in the Nitro widget cans here.
Oh, man, I wish we could get that. Hey, cheers, Mary S.
So, anyway.
Air's another Murphy fan.
I'm just going to start off with some good old-fashioned...
Oh, starting off with the Teeling.
Stout.
I've got poured another one of your favorites, for Cullen.
Yep.
So I started with the Cullen 15. This is the single grain. This is Madeira, right? I think this is Madeira.
Oh, yeah. Madeira is one of my...
Yeah, that's Madeira.
Yeah.
Which isn't really one of my favorite finishes, but I know it's one of yours.
Yep. Definitely.
Oh, tomorrow is our International Irish Whiskey Day. Thank you, Amy, for the reminder.
Okay.
That's kind of every day for us. Oh, okay. So they do make Kilkenny
Stout.
stout locally.
Interesting. Okay.
I gotcha. Okay.
Never seen it.
Amy's husband, who's from Ireland, is a Beamish fan.
Beamish. Okay.
Hey, James Morgan, cheers to you.
I also enjoy Caffrey's on tap from time to time as well too.
I love that you said that. I'd never heard of Caffrey's. And we actually went to this auction locally and won this giant like bar mirror to put in our basement, and it's Caffrey's.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'd never the thing has got to be like 50, 60 years old, and I never heard of them before. So we're like going home and Googling what Caffrey's is.
Yeah, and Smithix is another one. Yep.
Smittix is a good one.
Yep.
I think I'm a Kilkenny fan over Smittix, but I like Smittix over Harp.
Oh, Harp is just lager.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
yeah. My husband is a massive Magners fan,
Okay.
which obviously, our wolfhound was named Magner.
Wagner. Yeah.
So yeah, he absolutely loves it. I was bringing whiskey back from Ireland, and I'm not kidding. He was grabbing the tall Bulmers, the bottles that we got over there, stuffing our suitcase with Bulmers on the way back. We had quite a few that we got in duty free. Hey, Eric Gunderson.
Yeah. I mean, Magner's for a, you know, uh, mass-produced cider is pretty decent, I will say.
Yeah, it is. It's especially here where all you get is like Angry Orchard, which is like diabetes in a freaking glass.
Oh, that or some of the Strongbows are like, oh,
Oh, they ruined Strongbow. What they
they
do to
did.
Strongbow?
I have no idea that the extra dry used to be my favorite.
It used to be so good.
Yeah.
Oh, Beamish is brewed at Murphy's by Heineken. See, I didn't
Okay.
know that. Hey, Mike Stahl. Wait, can two Jedis be on the street at the same time? Hey, cheers, Peter White. I
Cheers,
was
Peter.
hoping Peter would join us too. My other favorite Canadian. Yes, tomorrow is also, I know for the bourbon people, it's also Bottled and Bond Day, but it is also International Irish Whiskey Day.
Yep.
So I tend to remember that one a little more. Picked up a grand red ale from Lone Pine in May. Oh, you'll correct that next.
Okay.
Welcome to Four Leaf Whiskey and Beer.
Yeah. No kidding.
I mean, it's a given. It's freaking March. We got Six Nations going on. I mean, it's a given. You're
Yeah.
gonna have Guinness
Well,
and some Irish beer around.
yeah, Ireland's up against it next week. Oh boy.
That one's gonna be tough.
That's going to determine the who wins the Six Nations
Yeah.
and determines who takes home the Grand Slam.
Yeah, that last game is an afterthought, to be honest. That last one against Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week is for all the marbles for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we typically get up and watch it here, but I think for the France game, some of our friends from Ireland are actually in town, which I got to hang out with him all weekend. He's one of the owners of Bua Irish Whiskey. Martin Kennedy used to be with Tullamore Dew, and I think we're going to go to the pub and watch it with him and with some other expats because that one's like so nerve wracking. Like I can't just be home and watch that one.
It's two words in that game: Antoine Dupont. If Ireland let that guy loose, you're done. That's it.
I hope Lowe keeps. I mean, Lowe's been having some good games. I hope he keeps it up. My favorite player is normally Bellum, but he hasn't really done anything this year.
Yeah.
He's been kind of meh.
Yeah, my favorite player on the Ireland squad, because you wouldn't expect to see him there, is Bundy Aki.
Yeah, Aki's been having some good freaking games. Now he's been playing.
Yeah, well, obviously France can't win the Grand Slam, but Ireland, I
Yeah,
think, won for the Grand Slam.
but France can mess it up.
Oh, the French team is easily top three, like Ireland, France, South Africa. Those
South
three
Africa,
teams. Yeah,
which I looked at going to that All Blacks game in Chicago.
yeah,
Holy crap, the tickets for that thing. I mean, they sold out, so they're on secondary. And honestly, you could pretty much like fly to Ireland, watch the game, and come back cheaper
I
than
hate
driving
that.
to Chicago and getting tickets to that game and getting a hotel in Chicago. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous. Oh, hey,
yeah.
Freedom Malts.
Jeremy.
Jeremy. Hi,
Cheers.
Stacey. Hey, Donald. It's good to see you, Jeremy. So we are Donald starting with some Teeling. I've got another one of his favorites, for
For
Cullen
color. Yep.
15. So since I'm talking about for Cullen, we should probably get into it
Yeah.
because they're having a little trouble as well with funding. Um,
Was
I
it
think the
some?
big three that have been announced so far, Waterford was first.
Yep.
And I think you and I, although are saddened, are not surprised.
Yeah.
The second one shocked the hell out of me, and that's Blackwater.
Blackwater. Yeah. Well.
That I was not. That one blew me away. The whiskey they're producing is great.
Yep. It's just people aren't buying it, basically.
It's
That.
winning awards left and right, and people aren't buying it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
And I think part of it is outside of a few markets. All they're doing is pushing the velvet. What is it? Velvet cap or whatever it is.
Well, they sold Velvet Cap.
Oh, they did.
They
Okay.
sold yeah, they sold off Velvet Cap, and at the time I thought it's because their focus was on their own Blackwater distillery source product. But now I'm kind of wondering if that wasn't to kind of stem the wound.
Yeah, I think it was to stem the wound to
Yeah.
raise capital because
Yeah, I can't remember who they sold it off to. Robbie, you might know. But yeah, they had sold off their Velvet Cat brand.
yeah,
I have not so they first released that Dirt Grain box set, and they had it under the name Dirt Grain because there was a distillery, I think it was in Maryland, that had the Blackwater name. So they wouldn't have been able to sell it outside Ireland with that name. So that distillery went under, they bought the Blackwater name and they started releasing these, and I know the rye spice bag just won at the World Whiskey Awards.
oh, there you go.
So I don't know I don't know if it's their marketing or what's going on with them.
Yeah, because what is it? They're trying to raise something like 14 million or
Yeah.
something with
I mean, it wasn't a small number.
yeah, it was like 14, 15 million euro or something like that. That was crazy.
Yeah, and I mean the thing is I'm trying to pull up the article, if you've got the name Peter Mulryan behind you and you're still, I mean, something's not right. Something's going on there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, and the fact is, it's unfortunate because this is kind of becoming a trend with a lot of Irish distillers where they make great whiskey, nobody buys it, and then they can't raise capital to
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah, it said they'd raised more than 2 million from investors,
Mm,
but they need more. They need more
yeah,
capital to keep going.
yeah, it's something's definitely off.
Something, yeah, I'm with you. So for those of you who don't know Peter Mulryan, Peter Mulryan was on the Irish Whiskey Association. He was actually instrumental in, well, I don't know if he honestly didn't agree with them. And if you hear him tell the story at how the current single pot still regulations came to be, it was kind of like they kind of bullied him into, we have to put something on paper. We're going to keep dragging this out. So if you're not agreeing to it, nothing is going to get done. So they kind of bullied him into that.
Yeah,
And then he joined the Irish Whiskey Guild because he has been very outspoken that the regulations don't reflect historical single pot still whiskey mash bills.
that's right.
Um, and he's written a couple books, and so it's a big name to have at a distillery. So the fact that they're struggling, I think, was a really big that one so far has been the biggest shock to me.
Yeah, that one definitely because the potential is just unreal at Blackwater, and
Oh my gosh, yeah, everything they release it seems like has gotten an award of some sort.
also they're recreating styles of whiskey that haven't been made for 100 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They're doing a lot of peated whiskey. They're doing a lot of oats and rye in their mash
yeah,
bills, which is not commonplace. They're winning awards left and right. They're
the,
releasing, and they're not aging
well,
whiskey super
and
long, but
the whole thing about it too is if you look at the whole way the single pot still rules were set up, it was basically a lobbying effort by Pernod
mm-hmm,
Ricard. That's it.
mm-hmm,
That's it.
it's exactly it.
And
Because they wanted to be able to market their whiskey
right,
as single pot still.
be the only ones to be able to do
Yeah,
it because at the time they were the only ones still making it as
making it.
well. So they're like, well, you know, if we're the only ones making it, we get to call the shots in terms
Yeah.
of the rules. And the Irish government bought it.
Yeah. And it was either they agreed that this was going to be the regulation or they would have no
Right.
designation. Like, this is how it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
they
much.
got bullied into that one, but
Yeah, that's why you see epic bottles like the 1949 and 1951 Napo Castles.
yeah.
Technically, today could not be called single pot still, even though that's what they are.
Robbie says, in fairness, here in Ireland, the price of some whiskey is crazy, so I understand why people don't buy it. That's
Yeah,
fair.
the
That's fair.
taxes are huge in Ireland,
Yeah.
and what really shocks me is I can get Irish whiskey cheaper in Canada than I can in bloody Ireland. Like, what does that say?
There are some bottles that if you were to purchase them at a website in Ireland, have them shipped to your house, would be cheaper than I can go down the street and buy it. And that shouldn't be. That's crazy. And it's mostly one brand, but Robbie, let me know if you've tried anything from Blackwater. I saw John Cloud sneak in here. Cheers, John Cloud. And Mr. Richie Z. Cheers, Richie. Let me know what you guys are drinking. If you've got some Irish whiskey poured, if you've got something else in your glass. I know a couple of you guys are drinking some beers, which honestly, after I wrap this up, I probably will go downstairs and pour a Guinness.
Actually, I was just thinking that I've got some Kilkenny in the fridge that I'll probably
Just,
have.
yeah, I'm like, go pour some. I had to
Yeah,
leave the Guinness. I only got like half my Guinness down. I'm like, I gotta go, and I handed it
yeah.
off. So,
Well, and I have a steak and ale pie in the fridge too that I'll have with it.
that sounds so
So
good. I haven't made one of those in a long time. I made Guinness stew the other day, but
that's true,
yeah,
Peter. Yeah,
unless it's
Dunville
Dunville's.
is very expensive in Canada generally. Yeah,
We don't have Dunvilles here yet. I don't know if I might pour the Dunvilles next here.
I actually have some of their old 12 years still kicking around in the back of the closet somewhere.
I've got a 12-year, but it's a single cask that I pulled down, a Palo Cortado.
Yes, and I have a sample of it.
Oh, did I send you the sample of that
You
one? I
did.
have two of them now, but I think at the time I only had one of them.
Yeah, like the next time I come down to the U.S. or have somebody come up, I have a single cask Middleton sample here for you,
Oh,
25
sweet.
year.
Thank you. I've got more poured for you. I actually have the
Yeah,
Dunville's 23-year poured for you too.
yeah,
That I'll have to get to you next year.
I've got a bunch of stuff here for you, but I already sent Chris and Lil with a whole
Sam,
whack.
Sam, yeah, I'm waiting on them to do this again. So I can send them all with them.
Yeah,
I had a big box and I'm like, crap, I can't fit any more in the box. And I
yeah,
knew they had to haul it across. So I'm like, all right, I'll have to just keep the rest of it for next time.
yeah, because
Um,
I sent them back to Oz with a bunch of stuff as well. So
yeah. So the other brand that most recently announced that they were having some issues actually was Powers Court, or for Cullen. So did that surprise you at all? I mean, all it says is they had a delay in $4.6 million of funding. I don't.
yeah, apparently there's like investment bankers involved and some other things, and it just sounds like I don't know. It sounds almost like a mafia business over there now. Just delay in funding. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
mean that just sounded like, what do you mean delay? I think I don't know if they're trying to word it so it doesn't hurt, their stock price or and freak out their board of directors or
Well, the board of directors would know. I mean, if they were
uh,
going to be honest about it, they could at least put a lovely Irish twist on it and say, "Hey, we buggered it. It's going tits up. Goodbye." Right?
that sounds a lot like, yeah, I got a text last night from my Irish friend with the other whiskey brand. He was going to come to the tasting and he didn't make it. And the message he sent me was hilarious because it sounded exactly like that.
Yeah, yeah.
John Cloud's going through samples. Yes. Bourbon Neophyte is going on tonight at 7:30.
And I saw that he had some classic laddie in the glass, which I am also a huge Brick fan. Boy,
Yeah, he's talking about, yeah, I love, that is one of my favorites from Brookline.
I listen.
I know you like that one is it the
The bear
Bear
barley,
Barley? That's what I
yeah,
thought, yeah.
6 row, funky as hell. Yes, please.
So Robbie has the Bowling Blackwater. He is the 20
25,
CL malt Namara Pachin. It's nice, but €25 plus
25 €
shipping.
for 20. Ooh.
That's a lot.
That's highway robbery.
I mean, that's like half the price of a full bottle of like Cologne Pachin or a
Or even the,
Nickel.
yeah, the Glendalough poachine as well, too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Robbie, I get it now. That you're right. That is a lot. Yeah, there is Anthony's link to Anthony's stream. Ah, Jameson Triple Triple with Sierra Nevada Celebration Ale on the side. The Jameson rep was actually at the Irish club I was just at today. And he was pouring the triple triple for everybody. And I've already reviewed it. It's a really good pour for $28. It's not as good as the duty free, the Malaga,
Yeah.
but
And honestly, so I got to try the triple triple. I will say it's not bad, but I still prefer the crested in that same price point.
see, yeah, I think I would too. We don't have crested.
I know
I think if
it's so bizarre how the U.S. is like the only market in the world that doesn't get
doesn't have
Jameson
crested,
or the
yeah.
pot still. Like
Supposedly the pot still, I've heard it go back and forth. I've heard we're getting it. I've heard we weren't getting it because they couldn't make enough of it to supply the US. And
that,
then I've heard that, well, no, now it is coming. And then I've heard, no, it's not. It's actually the triple triples. I don't flipping know. They keep, you never know.
well, and the whole thing is you just have to call bullshit when they're like, we can't make enough of it. You're the largest
Right.
distillery in the world. You just, switched on 6.
That's all you make is single pot still. Come
Yeah,
on.
like you've got 12 75,000 liter
Exactly.
stills that make up to 130 million liters of whiskey a year. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Hey, cheers, a little old fashioned. Hope everybody's doing well. It is good to see you. Yeah, that is almost US prices on that Pachin. Yeah, I don't mind it, honestly. For $30, it's a nice alternative to regular Jameson. I'm not a Jameson fan in general. I typically do not have just classic green label at my house. That one I'll buy another bottle of it for $28. It's a good neat pour. It's a good one, to give people for filled flask. When people who don't typically drink whiskey are going to drink it on St. Patrick's Day. So it's not a bad one to pour in there.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going with the Noel Sweeney signed
Ah,
Cullen
so I had the 15 and you have is your single malt?
single malt Cooley
Okay, so
Source.
I had 15 single grain, you have single malt.
Yeah,
Is that just a bourbon finish?
yeah. You know
Okay.
how I roll.
Yeah.
You
I
give me
figured.
Cooley in the next bourbon barrel, and I'm a happy camper.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, which one was it? It was Bourbon was here and brought me a Michael Collins, an old school Michael Collins.
Yes, the Peter.
And that was the Cooley
I
malt.
know because he actually messaged me on Discord. He's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's
It's
old school
Yeah, it's
Michael
old school
Collins.
Cooley.
That's Cooley."
I'd mentioned it to him before. I'm like, nobody buys the new Michael Collins.
No,
It's crap.
yeah, it
But
is.
the older bottles,
Yeah,
that's the
especially
weirdest looking bottle too.
especially the 10-year Michael Collins. Those
Yeah.
were some epically good
Yeah.
whiskeys for such a low price. Like,
The one whiskey I never tried, believe it or not, is Jameson, and you're in Ireland, and I think you're in Dublin. I don't fault you. I mean, the thing is, I don't drink a lot of Middle West spirits in general, and I like it. Don't get me wrong, I like Middle West. I just don't drink a lot of it, and it's 20 minutes from my house. So maybe there's something to that, Robbie.
maybe.
If it's always available, you just kind of look right past it. You're not missing a whole heck of a lot, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. Be prepared to turn off the video for Donald if he needs a moment with Evergreen. That's a good. You know what? Since we're talking about Jameson, I'll switch it up. I'll save the Dunvilles for the next pour. I'll do the Jameson single pot still that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
It's a good one. And I will say,
Yeah.
Very unlike Irish distillers, they kept the price very reasonable.
And kept the ABV reasonable on it too.
Yeah, yeah, 46 or 47. 46.
46, yep.
Yeah. So bourbon, ex sherry, Irish, European, and American virgin oak casks.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot going on.
There is, yep.
But yeah, clearly I hated it.
Clearly.
I wish I, and that's one I would have, it's one of those, oh, I need to pick up another bottle, but it's not worth paying the equivalent price in shipping.
Nope.
I never buy 40 Creek and it's 20 minutes from my house. See, I'm telling you, it's because it's in our own backyard that we know it's always there. Oh, thank you, Sugar Kitty. Yeah, everybody make sure you click that like, click that share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff to feed the algorithm. Cheers, Josh Fritz.
Oh, man.
So, right here. So we talked about Waterford. I don't think either of us. I told this to Ohio Liquor Control yesterday because she's like, "You weren't surprised." I'm like, "Not 100% no."
No.
Like they had a 3-year-old whiskey that unfortunately drank like it was 3 years old. Put in a very expensive marketing bottle. Those blue bottles were not cheap with the
Nope.
boxes.
Yep.
They sold it for, frankly, it was too high of a price.
Mm-hmm.
They did so many flippin' editions. Every
And
country had their own editions of it.
yeah,
So it became impossible to collect them all.
that and they claimed it was all about terroir, but how do you let terroir shine through when you're finishing it in 5 different casks?
Yeah.
It just, I think it was a lot of hubris on the part of Mark Rainier, to be honest.
Yeah. And I know when you are going to distill and it's going to be, you're trying to get this specific grain in it. If it's always a chore because I mean other grains can't get in there. So they're trying to make it about that. And you really hit the nail on the head. The problem is the finishing wasn't apples to apples.
No.
You'd have this edition, oh, they're so different, but this one is a VDN and American oak
Yeah.
and Oloroso, and this one's bourbon and Madeira, and it
So
just it be
exactly, you can't really compare the terroir because there is no terroir. You've
no,
finished it out. If they were smart, what they would have done is they would have started off with Pochin,
yeah,
released at like 3, 5, 7, etc., and then have all their whiskeys sitting
yep,
in ex-bourbon barrels from the same bourbon producer.
yeah,
Then you would get a sense of what they were doing, but they didn't do that.
no, or do gins. Irish gin's hot right now. It's
Yeah.
a huge seller. They're working on a gin event in Ohio because all these Irish brands brought in their gin and they're big sellers.
Oh, I love the Drumshambo, the gunpowder gin.
The Maharani gin is real good.
Is it? I've
That's
not had it.
Yeah, it's the let me know if you want me to put one in your box. It's an Irish gin that is flavored with Indian spices
Ooh,
because it's from an Indian woman who lives in Ireland, and it's
okay.
she had to bring more into the state because it sold out. It's real good.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't understand their methodology. And I think the hard to I he went off and bought that rum distillery then in Grenada,
yeah, which also went belly up
which
too.
went belly up before Waterford. I mean, that was kind of like you haven't solidified things here, and now you went and bought a rum distillery. And I'd never tried his rum. They did have it for sale in Ireland. I never had tried it. Can't be. I mean, it's out of business, so
Yeah, can't be that great.
I don't know. In fact, I don't know anybody who has tried it.
The fact of the matter is, I think I think they were the darling of the whiskey world because they got the attention of like the Scotch Test Dummies,
Yeah,
Whiskey Tribe in the early days.
yeah.
And
They brought them over.
yeah,
They
well,
flew those people over to
yeah,
tour the facility.
and it sounded all great, but then in reality, it just turned out to be like nothing but an absolute load of horse crap.
Yeah.
Like, so you know, I'm not so sad that they're gone. And the only one that I really connected with from their releases was the Bano Island. The rest were just like, meh. Eh.
The Bonneau Island was good. Oh, Josh Fritz, I hope you feel better. Sounds like you're a bit under the weather. Yeah, I like the Bonneau Island. Honestly, the best one I've had from them was the one they did, especially for the Friends of Waterford group.
With the
My friend
cuvee,
bought a
right?
bottle of the Blood Brothers. He bought a bottle, he gave me a sample of it, and that was honestly the best one. And what's sad is they brought their whiskey. Neil Conway came to Ohio, brought their whiskey into Ohio. They brought in the Cuvée coffee, which was actually
I was
quite
just going
good.
to say, yeah, the cuvee coffee I heard
That one was it was good.
decent.
And the oh, I always call it the wrong name. Um because I always want to call it Fetter or something, and that's not the name. But it was a peated one.
Oh, isn't that the Rathcloth?
No, it was a different one.
Okay.
Fennis Court.
Tennis court. Okay.
It was really good. And that was actually my favorite. But the problem is then yeah, they had the Wrathclaw. They brought in Luna, a Dunmore, Gaia, that organic thing with the Gaia. Um,
Yeah, like they just went crazy with the
yeah, it
releases.
just went nuts. It went a little nuts today. Ah, Sugar Kitty almost brought a Drum Shambo today, got a blue coat instead. Which Drum Shambo? Because Drum Shambo now has about 4 or 5 different gins available.
Yeah, they've got the gunpowder, the Sicilian lemon, the um,
It's a California, was it like Napa Valley
Napa
orange
or
or
something.
something?
Yeah, and
And
then
then they have a Sardinian, or that's the
Sardinian.
Sardinian citrus you're talking
Yeah,
about. Yeah.
Sardinian citrus. That's it. Yeah, the
And
lemon.
then, yeah, there's like 3 or 4 of them. It's crazy. And it's all good gin. Hey, Bourbon and Balls. Cheers to you. Oh, thank you. Yes.
At some
So,
point,
Patreon giveaway this month. I might leave it dealer's choice. It might just whoever wins this month, and I'll do it this week. I might just let you guys pick from any open bottles I have, which vast majority are open.
so I don't know if you ever got to try the Glendalough seasonal gin series when they did the
Mm-mm,
spring, summer, autumn, winter. Oh
I did
man,
not.
I actually have the recipe book from Glendalough about some of the.
Oh,
So I'll
that
share
would
this
be
with
cool.
you. Yeah,
That would be cool.
I've got it in the cabinet because they sent me a swag pack. Like I've got
Mhm.
T-shirts, bar runners,
Oh, that's
glasses.
cool.
Yeah,
Wow. I only started getting into gin, honestly. I've never liked gin. I don't like juniper. But people have been telling me, we'll try, this one and try that one. And at the events last year, there were a lot of gins, and I get to try them out, like pink gin and the Zen gin from Ahaskra. And I was surprised. I'm like, okay, this doesn't taste like your typical gin. So I kind of like it. And cheers to your bourbon and balls. If you have any questions about
cheers.
Irish whiskey, drop them in chat. We'll be happy to answer them for you. If you want to
Yep,
ask about any brands, guaranteed between the two of us, we've had it. There's probably
probably.
fewer that we have not had.
Yep.
Ah, the
Yeah,
Glendalough Winter Gin was Robbie's favorite. That was very nice.
yeah. I like the autumn one, but the winter was good too. Yeah.
Eric says he got replacements for the number 3 London Dry Gin and the Isle of
Of
Harris Sugar
Paris.
Kelp Gin.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
That reminds me of the Kelp Gin. Reminds me of one that Sleeve League does. That's a seaweed gin, and I can't think of the name of it. It's something with a D.
And
Um,
there's
I've not
also
had it, but I've heard it's really good.
what the Curac, the Irish whiskey with the
Yes, yeah,
seaweed.
the correct, the Irish
Yeah,
whiskey. Yeah, I have not had. It looks interesting, but I haven't pulled the trigger on any of those yet.
yeah. Same here.
You were looking them over. California, okay, California citrus, gunpowder, and Sardinian. Okay.
Okay.
Tried to make that was part of the problem. Trying to choose made me go away from it. Likely would get just plain
Plain
gunpowder. Well, I
gunpowder.
mean, even plain gunpowder is good. That's got bergamot. Yes, that actually is a great recommendation, James Morgan. If you're starting into Irish whiskey, a pot still whiskey like Redbreast or even Powers John's Lane, would be a great way to start.
I'd say that the John's Lane is more consistently excellent than the recent batches of the Redbreast 12 cask strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how much are you looking to spend, Bourbon and Balls? Because that'll give us an idea too.
Yeah.
If you're looking for like a budget bottle, honestly, Powers Gold Label is really good.
Gold
Even
label.
that
Yeah.
new Jameson Triple Triple, I think that's a good, under $30 bottle. Yes, thank you. That's the name of the seaweed gin. That's the
Okay.
name of the seaweed gin. Gray Whale has kelp, but I'm not rushing to get that one.
Yeah.
And then there's milk gin, which
I was
I didn't even know. We got Bertha's Revenge in Ohio, and I didn't even know that was a thing. That gin could be made with milk.
Yeah, they're doing all kinds of weird stuff with gin now. Some of it's really out there, and I'm like, nope, nope. Oh, $100.
Okay,
Low.
$100 and below. What would
John's
you?
Lane.
I'm John's Lane.
Yeah,
Powers
John's
John's Lane.
Lane. Just do that. Live happily ever after. The end.
So yeah, I have the old box. I don't have the new one.
I have the old one too.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to say Irish whiskey people always have the old ones. So the new one is gonna look. It's gonna be a more triangular shaped bottle. It's gonna be gray
Yeah,
and
it's
white.
basically going to look like a pot still that King Kong sat on.
Yeah,
It's an awful bottle.
looks like a big mushroom
Yeah, it's
or an acorn. I know it's supposed to look like a pot still. Looks more like an acorn.
yeah.
Yeah, Jameson Black Barrel. Honestly, Bushmills Black Bush, very good bottle.
Yeah,
That's a good one to get in the budget range.
or the Prohibition. That's another
Or the
good one
the
too.
Prohibition. Oh, here you go.
Yep.
If you can find this one.
Yep.
This is amazing. It's $27, and you can find it for less. I have a backup, thank goodness. But that is
Yeah.
a great one.
I actually killed mine off. I had a third of it left, and I decided, oh, I'm going to watch the last season of Peaky Blinders. Well, I drank the entire third of that bottle that evening.
I'd say that's a long
Binge
season.
watching.
That'll do it.
Yeah. So it was like, oh. Needless to say, if I had been shot by Tommy Shelby, I wouldn't feel it.
I have had times like that, yeah. Yeah, the events this weekend, which sucked the most, I couldn't drink because I was the one handing out the samples and had to stay cognizant stuff to say, well, here we have this and here we have this, and for people who could drink the whole time. So that sucked.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. The Powers, everybody's saying the Powers John's Lane, Row and Co.
Yeah.
Is not,
Actually,
that's not bad either.
I have to get back to Jeremy. He messaged me for some information on Row and Co.
Oh, the box? Yeah. So this is an old school. I assume this is what you mean, Miracle Martinez. This is an old school box
But
of Powers
even-
John's Lane.
Even better is the illustration inside and the pamphlet with Alfred Barnard's description of the distillery from
If you
1886.
if you can still find these old bottles
Boxes, yep.
with the box, they come with
Mm-hmm.
this in here, which is a nice, also very nice map that you can frame of the. Let me not break it here. I think I have a backup somewhere too. Of the old. Is that upside down? No. Old John's Lane Distillery.
Yep.
So it's kind of nice. I mean, this is pretty nice. You can put it in a frame.
Yep.
So unfortunately, the new marketing does not contain any of these. If you're in a state where you can find Dusties, you can still find these on shelf. And when you're Irish whiskey people like Donald and myself, we gravitate towards these. So even if you put the new bottles there, we go for these.
Yep. Hands down.
I think that's what. Yeah, and yeah, Sugar Kitty. Which I did not get a chance, Sugar Kitty, and I swore to you that I was going to do this. I was going to grab actual bottle of Redacted in Ireland, Redacted Irish whiskey, because I know the two gentlemen that are behind it, and I did not get a chance to grab one. So that is on the list for this year to grab a Redacted. Just to have, I'm going to have to do it on live too, so you can chime in, Sugar Kitty.
Yeah, that or jump into Ken's live one morning and go redacted, and then
I know, totally gonna do that. Totally gonna do that. Jack Ryan. I've not, Jack Ryan's one of the few brands I have not had.
I have had one Jack Ryan release, and it was, it was
Yeah.
okay.
That's what I've heard, and that's why I haven't really gotten it. But I also haven't had any at 57.5 ABV. That might be a game changer. That
Yeah,
might change my opinion.
but
You
at
see Norwegian Harrowhorn gin. Bye, blueberry, rhubarb, angelica, and
okay,
marjoram. See, that sounds right up my alley.
that sounds great. Yep.
That sounds like my jam. Oh, what we got here? To celebrate the Irish Summit, I have opened a 2022 Blue Spot. Great choice. I still actually have one of those myself up on the shelf.
I still have a batch one bunker of Blue Spot.
Have you tried the Gold 13 yet?
Not yet.
Okay, that you will because that's one of your samples I have for you.
Okay, cool.
I brought a bottle back from Belfast of that one.
I will say, of all the cask strength Irish whiskeys I've been disappointed with, the Powers John's Lane is the most disappointing to me.
The cast strength, yeah, it
Yeah,
is. It is. That's fair assessment.
it, it like all it did was ramp up the pot still spice and kill off all the lovely fruit notes.
Fruit notes are gone.
They're gone.
No fruit notes at all. It is very spicy. Whole lot of vanilla.
Yeah.
It's like it's cinnamon. I mean, there's no fruit notes in there at all.
No.
If that's what you like, it's okay. But if you're wanting those John's Lane apricot notes, apple notes ramped up,
Thank you.
nope.
Yes, or orange marmalade or whatever. Like it just.
Nope. They're
Yeah,
gone. Long gone.
I-
And I think that's honestly why you can still find it for sale in
Yeah,
Ireland. You can.
I'm not a fan of it. That's true. They never did show. Well, they might still because
We just got it not that long ago, to be
Yeah.
honest. In Ohio, it was late that we got it.
the PX Redbreast just dropped here right now.
You're kidding me. Just now?
Just now.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So who knows? Like,
Honestly, if the prices are like they are here, don't buy it. It's not worth it.
I don't
So they
remember
brought
what
the ABV down too on it.
okay.
It's down to 46.
Uh,
They tweaked the finish a little bit. It's in an Italian wine cask on this one. I like it because it is kind of a berries and cream, a lot more fruit. But yeah, they dropping that ABV and the price went up. I think it's 300 here.
That's kind of the way Pernod Ricard has been doing it with IDL for the last couple of years.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we keep hearing their prices are going to come down. They have a little, but no.
Yeah.
Yes, two stacks. Two stacks cast strength is a definite buy. If you don't like peat, there is a little bit of peated whiskey in there, but honestly, it's 2%. It just makes it richer. You won't notice it. You really won't.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Great Shot. Cheers to you. And Whiskey Shaman. Cheers. It's good to see you.
So,
I am actually, you know what I think I'm going to pour next before I jump to the Stunvilles? I'm going to pour this one because their next release is coming out on March 17th. This is not Irish, but they are following the Irish regulations for single pot still whiskey, and that is Talnua Old Saints Keep 2023.
Okay.
So this one is a cognac finished. This is 4-year, 50% malted barley, 50% of malted barley. All of it's Colorado sourced.
Yep.
So, and I think you know the story of Talnua. They fell in love with Redbreast.
Yep.
And they're literally the only difference is the location where this is made. They are following all of the Irish whiskey regulations. So, I'm a big fan of Talnua.
If I could get it, I'd be supporting them too. I'd be just like, yep.
I might have to put Talnua samples in your box. I don't know if I sent any. Did I put some?
No.
Okay, I'm going to put some in there.
A lot of Blackwater, actually.
I did send. Yeah, I sent you all
Yeah.
the black waters. Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
so
yeah.
since you're drinking a 2023 vintage, let me go grab a 2023
Okay.
vintage. I'll be back in a moment.
Alrighty. So for those of you who, I know I've told Mr. Great Shot about this before. For those of you who are around the Colorado area, have friends that are around the Denver, Colorado area, on March 17th, Talnua has a very big St. Patrick's Day party, and every year they release this Old Saints Keep whiskey. It's always very good whiskey. It's always a different cask type every year. Last year they actually did this one that was in Umburana, which I'm not an Umbrana fan, but it works in that one. They didn't overdo it. It just adds a nice spice to the single pot still. It's a good one. I mean, if you think you don't like American single pot still, this is a game changer. They also have their Virgin White Oak. They just won another award at the World Whiskey Awards for having the best American single pot still whiskey in the country. So if you get a chance to try Talnua, they're absolutely worth it. I don't know how many of you guys in chat have tried Talnua. Let me know if any of you have tried it. Hey Ben, there are some Irish whiskey people in here yet. We're having some pours. I was saying I'm kind of excited to be able to pour because I haven't really been able to drink much all weekend because I was working. Oh yeah, Ben's on the road. You might be streaming from the road. Oh, you love Talnua. Yeah, Talnua is I've it's one of the distilleries that I've been fortunate enough to be able to visit. Um I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, Richie Z, they're not shipping just yet. I know he's working on it. They're working on expansion. They're in demand. They don't want to, you obviously don't want to expand too quickly. Um but I know that it is something that they're working on. They're working on distribution, and I think they already have started expanding into an event space in the building they're in. But if you're in Denver, make sure you check them out. They're in Arvada, which is just northwest of downtown Denver. Hey, Zenbood.
All right. There we go.
Oh, Writer's Tears cast drink.
Yeah,
You're have to let me know if that's good because we have that here,
it's
and I've
good.
been on the fence about picking it up.
Well, I will
I
say
go back and forth.
the price I paid for it is well worth it because it cost me nothing. So
Oh, well, there you go.
yeah,
Let me see what that is here.
they typically go for about I think 180 Canadian here.
Oh, come on. It's 170.
Oh, U.S. Ooh,
Yeah,
so
plus tax.
I get it way cheaper than you do.
Is it 170 good, do you think?
U.S.
No? Okay.
Mm, yeah, because think about it. Like I'm paying 180 Canadian. So by the time you factor in the exchange rate, and that's taxes in as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
that's fair. We get a review at least.
Okay, 160 in Alberta. There you go, even cheaper.
Man, that's a good deal. I love Alberta for whiskey.
Oh, Alberta's awesome.
Let me tell you, Ben Demon Hunter hooked me up when I had a business trip to Alberta, and I wanted that flipping two stacks, that smoke and mirrors maple syrup. And he helped me find a place that had it and would ship to the hotel I was staying at for work, so I packed it home, and then went to Kensington Wine Market in Calgary. Freaking loved it.
Kensington
Uh,
is awesome.
oh, those they ended up signing me up for a Scotch Malt Whiskey Society membership. I bought a bottle of scotch too, and they recommended a great place down the street for a Napoleon style pizza. So if you're in Calgary, make sure you stop into Kensington Wine Market. It's awesome, awesome store.
Yeah, and Edmonton's got some pretty damn good liquor stores as well. Um,
Yeah.
I love
And
Alberta.
cheers, Scandy Road. I was flying in and out of Calgary, so it worked
Yeah,
out really great. But And then I flew through Toronto on the way home, and man, that duty free did not have much of anything. Although I
Ah,
wish I'd have hit you up because the one thing it did have was all the Gretzky whiskey.
yeah, the only one that's really worth a damn for the Gretzky whiskey is the 99 proof.
Yeah, see, I didn't know if any of it was any good, and I didn't even think I should have reached out to you. I had time. Robbie says the writer's tears cast strength is between 140 and 150 euro
Ooh,
in Dublin.
wow. So we really are getting it
You
dirt
guys are
cheap
getting
here
a
in
good
Canada.
deal, it sounds
Yeah.
like. Ah, James says in London they see it for £100.
Damn.
Man, you guys are
Wow.
getting good deals. Peter has a few of the Kensington Wine Market single cask Teeling
Teeling,
Tipperary. They
Prairie. Yep.
blows my mind. It was a liquor store and they let you try everything. Um, they actually also let me try. They had a boutique whiskey company bottle, and it was supposedly Cooley sourced malt, but it was. I mean, it wasn't bad or anything, but honestly, that cast strength Scotch was better.
Oh, yeah, boutique whiskey company I find can be hit or miss for a lot of their releases. But
Yeah. Did you buy whiskey in Canada and ship it to you? No. So Canada is damn near impossible to get whiskey out of like that. I was actually at a business trip in Banff, and so I had the whiskey. It was a Canadian company, online retail store, and they shipped it within Canada, to my hotel in Alberta. Alberta's pretty friendly about whiskey,
yeah.
so you can usually find a lot there. Two Stacks was already there. It was a Two Stacks release that I have. And Amy, honestly, I think they released it in Ireland now. The maple smoke and mirrors. I think it was available in Irish malts, but Gretzky released the 6-year rye, 6-year oat whiskey, 126 proof. Very
Ah,
good.
okay.
There you go.
Well,
Oh,
Peter,
there you go. Malconi's and Shelter Point will ship to the U.S.
as will Glenora as well
Ah,
in Nova Scotia.
snap.
Yeah.
Oh boy, stuff just got interesting. You need Moose Express. I know what that is. Oh goodness, that's too funny. Oh, this Talnua it's good. It's definitely different. I do know I've seen, and I don't know what bars, but there are a couple bars in Ireland that do have a Talnua on the shelf.
Cool.
So Robbie, I'm not sure which ones, but don't be surprised if you walk into some bar somewhere in Ireland and see a Talnua.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, man, I love Walsh. I, the concept of recreating historic style blends with pot still and single malt is.
Yeah, I love that they're doing that.
I I will say though that one of the worst whiskeys I tried last year was from Walsh, and it was that damn tequila cask, Writer's Tears. It was. Oh,
I the only tequila cask I don't like them. The only one I have is the Cologne one, the old experimental bonded series. That one's it's palatable. It's not my favorite, but I could drink that one.
yeah,
Robbie, no, not yet. Um,
two stacks fruit drops. Okay.
that was just Friday that those all released. So shipments wouldn't have arrived to the US yet to people who might have ordered some. I'm in Ohio and that's a control state, so we can't get outside. You cannot get whiskey delivered to Ohio.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, but so Two Stacks just released. I don't know if you saw they released the Fruit Drops series, which Shay McCarthy love him. He actually announced that on my channel when I had him as a guest. And they're doing apple brandy cask, blackberry brandy cask, apricot brandy cask. They proofed them to 50%, but they're canning them. So you could get the cans sold out before I got one. I should have pulled the trigger on it earlier. I was trying to wrap up for work because I had to drive to Cleveland. Um, but I did get the blackberry brandy, the bottle, because that was the only one I don't have currently.
I
Um,
So the apple brandy. So that would be like Calvado finished, right?
uh,
Because Calvado is apple brandy.
Yeah, that's apple brandy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So this is the higher proof one. This is a 63%. Now these are all, it's going to be a core lineup thing that they're doing.
Okay.
So they proofed them down to 50%. They did say it was a limited release of what they had now. But they are gonna be, I guess he said August, they're gonna do another drop and it's gonna be much more widespread. They're thinking about bringing it to the US. The can release, you got one can of each, which I wanted those, but they sold out. But that's gonna be a Patreon giveaway. I already have the bottles, so I'm just gonna give them away anyway. But I'm excited to try. I've heard very good things about the blackberry. Ah,
Okay.
you got them. Okay, so you bought all three. Did you get the bottles or the cans, Amy? Always use a Moose positively enormous prism mullet. Peter's reading 2 stacks single grain Moscato was very underwhelming. Yeah, I know you didn't care for that one. Hey, cheers, Dave Vogel saying. It is good to see you. What are your thoughts on Clonakilty? I think that they're a very good deal. You get a cast drink bottle, it's like $60 of their source stuff. Their finishes are usually very good. Their own distillate is really good. Uh,
Mhm.
the bourbon engineer, I did a pick with him and some other folks, and we actually our pick was actually a single pot still that was a bourbon finish, so it was right up your alley.
Mhm.
And it was a cast strength that was a of their own single pot still distillate, and it was tropical fruit, it was spicy, it was vanilla, it was really nice. So look for that. Few months out, my Patreon, you guys are going to get a chance to buy that bottle. That should be, it's going to take a few months to get it from here to there, but their own distillate's really good. I've got several bottles of Clonakilty. What do you think about Clonakilty?
I enjoy them thoroughly. Like I've had several different releases, but what really stood out for me was their initial single grain release. I was like, holy hell,
It's good.
it was really, really good. Like one of the best Irish single grains I've ever had. Like, yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. Now, in full transparency, guys, I am one of the admins on the Friends of Clonakilty Facebook group. Sean Scully asked me if I would help out and do that. So, uh, if you're on Facebook, check out. It's called Clonakilty Crew. I actually had just posted because when I was in Cleveland, Ohio is getting, they do these beer collaborations with brewery in every state. They did a collaboration with Great Lakes Brewery here in Ohio and their Blackout Stout. The twist is it's the first time they've finished their single pot still. So this is their own single pot still finished in an Imperial Stout cask. And
Okay.
it was good. O'Sheen, I guess, is a big fan of it. It was really good. I'm excited that that is in the state. It has not been put on shelves yet. So it should be coming very, very soon if you're in the state of Ohio. So Gandy, I know, will be looking for it because Gandy's in Ohio. You said the 2 stacks Moscato is Irish corn whiskey. I have a 2 stack single grain that is a California Madeira that's kind of like that. It tastes like corn pudding to me.
Okay.
And it was Cooley single grain. And I don't think it's the single grain, the Cooley. I think it's the finish that gets a little wonky. Ah, Gandy loves Clonakilty. Okay. There. Yeah, I figured you'd be looking for that one, Gandy. But I was going to tell you about that one. I was surprised to walk into it in Cleveland. So I made sure I got to try it while I was there. I mean, they get the little, oh, what is it? The communion cups. So it's like
Yep.
the little quarter ouncers.
Give me a second. I just have to answer a text from work and
Oh,
make a call.
no, go right ahead. Oh, in the chat. Yeah, let's chat. Yeah, that one is gonna be exciting. Oh, thank you, Sugar Kitty. Yeah, make sure you guys join. If you're on Facebook, make sure you join that group. Unfortunately, it's not anywhere else, and I'm kind of okay with that because I got a lot going on. Um, But I will make sure I keep you guys updated when it hits shelves here in Ohio. It is only an Ohio release. It's an Ohio brewery. Uh, but that one's gonna be a good one. It's kind of exciting. Let me know what you guys are drinking. Hi, Phil C. Cheers from Yorktown Whiskey Club. Nice to join an Irish Live. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us. I'm actually getting ready to pour my next pour here. Donald is having some Writer's Tears cast strength. Oh, what do I want to pour? I think I'm going to go with the Dunvilles. Let me put that back. I got I'll put it back later. I had the 2 stacks out, the apple brandy. 2 stacks just had some releases here on Friday. I think it's time to pull out the cast strength. So I'm going to do, it says Dunvilles. This is Palo Cortado cast finish, cast 1765. It's a 12-year. This one was bottled for the Friends of Irish Whiskey Facebook group. This one is 57.6% ABV. Get my little Friends of Irish Whiskey. I don't know if you can see that. Friends of Irish Whiskey, Glencairn. That one over there. I've got a couple of Dunville's 12 that are Palo Cortado, and it's crazy how different the casks are. If you're a sherry finished Irish fan, and especially if you are a fan of sherry finished single malts, pick up a Dunville's. Honestly, they're one of the best sherry finished Irish whiskeys you can get. They do it so well. Oh, Writer's Tears in a Skillet. You know, Eric, I need to back up my bottle, to be honest. I'm running real low on that one. It's so good. It really is. Oh, the Clonakilty cognac finish. I like it. I liked their stout better, the ones that we had here, but I liked the cognac. Um, Honestly, those bottles, those private barrel select bottles, they do such a wide variety of finishes with those, and they're all a good deal. They're all cast strength, and they're all a really good deal. They're usually right around 60, $65. I've seen them a little bit less. So the fact that you're getting, that level of whiskey, and now that they're starting to do their own stuff finished, I mean, they're a great buy. I've always been a big Clonakilty fan. I appreciate they got over here in the US early, so you're gonna see a lot of different Clonakilty bottles in different states at different stores. And I haven't met one that I haven't liked yet. I even have a barley wine one, and it's weird. I'm not a barley wine fan, but that one's good. Maybe we'll have to do that for let me tell you that maybe we'll do that for the next Patreon giveaway if that Great Lakes bottle drops soon enough. Let's do a whole Clonakilty flight or whatever, whoever wins, you guys can pick. I can tell you my next one will be probably Talnoa because I got a bottle of that 2025 Old Saints Keep already in the works. I'm very lucky to have friends in the Denver area. Well, I wasn't going to have them twist my arm. Oh, anytime, Phil. Yeah, Mr. Mom's a sherry finished anything fan. So I've told you guys before on this stream, one of the most interesting whiskey tastings that I've done was at Ecklenville Distillery, who makes Dunvilles. And we actually got to try the sherries that these casks are finished in. So we got to try the Fino sherry, the Oloroso sherry, the Palo Cortado sherry, and PX sherry. And it was really kind of interesting to try the sherries, and then they started pulling out these casks of the whiskey that's finished in them. So it's neat to see the differences between and how you can kind of connect the finishes. Like Fino, I didn't realize how citrusy and kind of tart Fino is. Not a fan. Not a fan. I know I've got some whiskey finished in Fino, but at least now I know where those finishes are coming from. Freedom Malt's going with the Knob Creek 14. I'm a Knob Creek fan. I definitely approve. Store by for $42. Which one is the one that's 42? Do you know which bottle? Oh, you said the cognac. Yeah, it's worth it. If that's the cast strength one, I think that's like $60 here in Ohio. So it's definitely, I'd pay that all day long. Yeah, the Enniskillen Writers Tiers are pretty easy to get in Ontario when you live there. Those are good too. Those are really, really good.
Sorry about that.
No, you're all good.
That was just had to do with medication for one of our residents at work.
You're having a busy work day. You're all good.
Yeah.
I went ahead and poured for my next one this
Oh,
Dunville's 12-year Palo Cortado finish. So this
yep,
one was done for Friends of Irish Whiskey group. That's the color on it. This one is 50. I said 57. It's actually 58.6%. I don't know if there is another brand that does sherry finishes as well as Dunville's, especially for single malts.
well, Glendronach used to be known for that. That
Yeah.
was their bread and butter, but yeah.
Sorry, I started a shit show. You're all right. You're a whiskey shaman. I bought a couple of the Clonakilty stout finish, but you liked the rum finish one. Okay, I liked the stout better myself, but I think the cognac was my second favorite. I don't honestly, Gandy, it's been a year since I've had those. Yeah, I had to do that as well. It was so cool. Oh, you're Nepal Castle 14. Okay, even better.
Oh, yeah, damn.
That's a good one.
Up.
Yeah, you guys got me all freaking used to your bourbon acronyms now. I can't put WT anymore for Writer's Tears because y'all think it's Wild Turkey.
Wild turkey, yeah.
Hey, Rough Spirits. Cheers to you.
Hey,
Donald, what's up,
Marshall.
buddy? Marshall, how are you? Oh, Robbie says he has a small bottle of the PX finished in a Listeau cask. It's like drinking liquid raisins. That sounds freaking unreal.
Damn.
Which, yeah. Oh,
Now I'm seeing all these whiskeys in the chat. The Writer's Tears, Mizunara, the Irishman 17. I'm like, God damn it! I want to go to the bar, pull them out now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the Writer's Tears Mizunara. I don't have
Oh,
that one. I have the Glendalough Mizunara.
you know what? Thank you, Peter White. That'll be my next pour.
Oh. that Irishman. Yeah. All right. So yes, the Irishman 17. Honestly, that's probably one of the best sherry finishes especially for the money. They honestly could charge probably twice as much for them. Oh, do we know on the age on the Clonakilty cast finish? I don't think so. It doesn't drink really like it's young. It's a source whiskey, so it's not going to be very young. If it's their own distillate, it would be around 5 years old. But their source stuff, I think, is a little older. Not by much. I mean, it's not going to be like 12 years or anything like that, but it doesn't, at least it doesn't drink young. I think I got all you guys. This one is, I absolutely love this one. But it is very much quintessential Palo Cortado finish. So it's those Danish butter cookies. Oh, 7-year. Thank you. Thank you, Shaman. 7-year. Yeah, I knew it wasn't super old or anything. I was thinking more like 8, but yeah, you're probably right. 7.
There we go.
Oh, the Writer's Tears.
Japanese cask.
Oh, I like that Mizunara. I really do. I don't have that one. I have the Glendalough. Was it 13 Mizunara? Yeah, I have the 13.
Yeah. This one.
Yes, that one. I have that one over on the floor there somewhere.
Yeah. I was having that last night and I'm like, I'm gonna keep that there just in case tonight.
So Phil says, what would you guys recommend between the Napogue 10, 12, and 14?
14.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Donald on that one, the 14.
Easy.
Yeah.
Best ABV, best finishing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you 14 or 21.
14.
Still? Oh, I like that 21.
The 21 though, it's
Isn't
so the 21.
there an 18 too? For some reason, I'm thinking there, or
No,
is there?
no, they
Is
don't have
this?
18. It's
Why
a
am I thinking 18 or is it 16? I'm thinking
16.
16. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the 21 is just basically repackaged Bushmills 21. That's all it is.
I know. I like Bushmills.
I do too. It's just, the the ABV kind of lets it down a little bit.
So, Marshall, it's okay to be wrong. This is the best Irish whiskey in the world.
He's actually taking a shot at me because he knows how much I hate the
The
Tullamore
Tullamore
cider
Dew.
casks and the
Oh, God, that.
rum cask. Oh,
The cider cask, at least, I can put that with like cider and make it taste good. The rum cask does nothing for rum or whiskey. It's the weirdest thing. I don't like it.
yeah.
It's just bizarre. I need more Irish in my life. So I don't have near enough. I can't even say that anymore. Although I'm always buying more. I'm always buying more. Butter cookies and rancio. You got it, Sugar Kitty. Oh, they bumped up the proof on the 14. I didn't know that though. Yeah, Napoleon 12 is a good deal.
Yeah.
It's always been a good deal.
Yep.
There is a 16. Yeah, thank you. I had a sample set of all of them, and I remember one of them when we were on our way to Kentucky, to go touring distilleries. We like took that as a roadie, and I thought it was a 16 or an 18. I couldn't remember which. Oh yeah, the
Nepo.
old oh yeah. So Ben found this one. Oh. So this is from, I guess it's from like 2000s.
You know what? He may have sent me a message about that bottle
It's really
in
nice.
Discord.
It's a really nice pour. I think it says 94, but I think we figured out it was released in 2003, I want to think. 2003. So I mean it's a very, very old bottle. And it's one of those where they did for
Well,
like single cast for people.
and what's really cool is what a lot of people don't realize is from 1991 to 1995, instead of using Bushmills, Napo Castle was using Cooley. So that's
Cooley,
a
yeah.
Cooley bottle.
That is
So,
cool. Yeah. That is a Cooley bottle. Yeah.
yeah.
And this is good Cooley malt. I think that is one of the things that I also was going to talk to you about because from what I've heard from talking to people, because I keep asking if it, about Cooley malt, and they said, unfortunately, the Cooley malt that's still out there and available right now isn't very good. That's why you're starting to see a lot more distilleries move into Cooley grain. Like Two Stacks has a lot of releases with Cooley grain.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is, but I will say um, Cooley malt at its best, especially during the Noel Sweeney years, was tropical fruit. It was vanilla. It was just absolutely stellar, stellar stuff. Like, man,
This is really good. Vanilla, tropical fruit.
yeah.
It's really, really good. Ah, your favorite is actually Green Spot Chateau Louisville Barton. That is a really good one.
Oh man, that's kind of like a death row bottle for me. Like,
I love that one.
oh, me too.
It's one I go back to pretty regularly. All right, so you're picking a cask finish for yourself. What is your favorite cask finish? For Irish whiskey. Let me get for Irish whiskey.
Uh, uh, uh. It's probably going to come down to two, either a red wine or ex bourbon. That's, yeah, those two.
So your favorite is my favorite, red wine.
Yeah, I love red wine finish,
Pinot Noir finish all day long. Those wine finishes just do so well with Irish.
but you know, when I look at Irish whiskey though, especially Cooley, it's like just give me ex bourbon, nothing but ex bourbon, and I'm happy.
Bourbon is so nice because I mean it really does showcase what the grain does, and
Yeah,
it just there, there's no hiding any flaws with a bourbon finish. I can tell you, so guys get a heads up because my next stream in a couple weeks, I've got Leanne from Scotch on the Bayou, and I've got Jason from Mash and Drum. And I'm sending them, we're having a single cask, a single barrel St. Patrick's Day. So I've sent them everything that is kind of a single cask. And one of them is a Bushmills 21-year Irish whiskey, a cask strength that is bourbon cask finish. And it's exceptional. It's an amazing whiskey.
I still have some SMWS Bushmills NX bourbon, 17-year, and just every time I take a sip of it, I'm like, one of those people you see at a Pentecostal prayer meeting on the floor going, that's how I feel. Like it's just so goddamn good. It's, oh man. Mm.
So Freedom Oaks, there are several that are done in Saltern finish. So Teeling Black Pits is done in a Saltern finish. That's a peated.
Yep.
Dingle has Solwyn, which was Saltern finish. Teeling did Saltern finish, didn't they? Outside of just
they
the
do,
peated one, they do a Saltern finish.
They've done some single cask Sauterne finishes. They've done a couple of others in Sauterne as well.
Yeah, the oh shucks, who was I've just totally Clonakilty. Clonakilty has a Saltern finish.
I'm trying to think who else.
Phil C, that is March 16th, the day before St. Patrick's Day. It'll be Jason, Mash and Drum, and Leanne. Actually, Leanne live from Scotland drinking Irish whiskey because she already planned a trip to be in Scotland. So she's taking her samples with her. I'm sending those out. And actually, I sent Brendan Carty, showed him the Baron tools that I have on my shelf. And I said, you got to pick one of these. And he's like, I'm going to send you something. So he is supposedly sending me something to share with them. So the last sample was not picked by me; it's been picked by the guy who made the whiskey.
Oh,
So
Brendan's awesome.
Brendan is amazing. I love Brendan.
He's such a good guy.
He's good. He's good people. So Whiskey Shaman is a Madeira fan. So how do you like Teeling Black Pits?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
It's a really good introduction to peated Irish whiskey because it's lighter, it's sweeter.
For me, I'm at that point of my whiskey journey where if I'm not being mugged and punched in the face and kicked around the room by Pete, I'm kind of not interested.
So what is your favorite peated Irish?
I will say my favorite experience with a peated Irish whiskey was the Connemara cask strength.
Mm-hmm.
That thing was weird. Like one moment you think you're smelling the Gulf War, when you see all those oil derricks on fire, and then it's like burnt plastic, and then all of a sudden you're getting like sweet grape, and you just can't process what the hell's going on. Next thing you know, you're laying in the middle of your living room dead. Like, okay. Like, yeah. Oh, out of focus.
There we go. Mine is, oh God, it's probably this one. And this one's a punch in your face as well, but honestly, because of it's 66% ABV.
Oh, Short Cross. I've heard about it.
All right, I'll throw a sample. I thought I threw it a sample, but I'll throw it a sample for you. This one.
Actually, you may have.
Did I? So this is a peated, and this has been the entire maturation was in an orange liqueur cask seasoned with cognac.
You did. Yes.
Okay, I threw that. That one, it's freaking good. A lot of peat in that one.
Nice.
I thought I did. Stretch.
Yeah, and then, some of the old school peated Irish, like the Turf Moor from Connemara.
That Turf Moor was so good. I wish they still made that one.
Yeah, that one was really, really good.
Oh, let me see. Missing people. Yeah, Glenmorangie. I love that one. That's one of my favorite scotches, actually. I like sweet. And it's sweet. Marsala finishes are Eric's top 3.
Okay.
I like Marsala. I do like that one. Oh, it's everybody. They're talking about Ardnamurchan. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Richie. For drop in everybody's links. Make sure we're all subscribed to each other.
Hmm.
Is Black Pits on par with Connemara? So I actually, as far as the ppm, yes, they're both about 14, 15 ppm. Um, Connemara, I think, is more earthy, whereas
Yeah.
Black Pits is sweeter.
Sweeter, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, you get like coconut banana notes on that one. Um, it's nice and sweet, and I think it doesn't drink like it's as peated as Connemara, but it is. But if you had to pick between Black Pits and Connemara, and regular old school Connemara, which one would you pick?
I'd say that the Black Pits is better balanced than
Yeah,
Connemara, so I'd probably pick the Black Pits over Connemara.
I would agree with that.
I like Connemara, the OG, but yeah, Black Pits.
All right, so I'm gonna pour my last pour of the night, which is you guys knew it was coming. Cologne. This
Yep.
one is a brand new one that just released. It was raising money for the Southern Area Hospice. This is X-Rye Firkin. This is 58.9%. This one was a mash bill of 9 bags of oats, 2 bags of Maris Otter malt, 1 bag of pita malt, 1 sack of ale malt, and 1 sack of malted rye.
Okay. And I just poured this.
Quail's Gate. I'm not a fan of that one.
It's my third bottle.
I'm still a Leo Barton fan.
Oh no, I mean, I love Layville Barton, but this Quail's Gate, when I first tried it, I was like, eh. But it really, really grew on me
I
because
think it does need time to open up. I do agree
yeah,
with that. Yeah. You can't that's not one that you could just pour and enjoy. Honestly, it does definitely need time to open up.
but when it does, it becomes like almost this sweet red delicious apple, and
Yeah.
it's yeah,
I got like a raspberry cream kind of thing on that one too.
yeah, I could see that for sure.
But it doesn't drink that way. I think when I on the nose I got that, but I think on the palate I was getting I think pear. It's been a while since I've gone to that bottle. I just got an Oklahoma made rye that's Sauterne finish. I'll try it and decide if I need to get the black pits. Sauterne, it can get a little floral. Usually get some almond on it. What else? What notes do you get on Sauterne, Donald?
Sauterne for me almost can become kind of like a cotton candy, grape cotton candy, especially with the because it is such a
It's
sweet
sweet.
wine. Yeah, um, almond, um, even walnut too. Like there's kind of like that waxy nut character you can get on there. So it could go almond, walnut, whatever. Yeah,
Oh, you're gonna pour some Bushmills. I've got a bit of Bushmills over here. Yeah, and I've got the Causeways behind me.
I have a couple of.
That's a cool distillery.
Oh,
I have a special relationship with Connemara. It was your first peat of whiskey, and you fell in love very quickly. Any chance when you hit these craft distilleries, you can tell them Lepers Fork won awards here, free publicity for Tennessee at first. Is Yellow Spot 12 special, so 109 special? It used to be 99. It's Yellow Spot's good.
it
That's
it used to be
Malaga, right? That's
Malaga.
Malaga.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it used to be 80 Canadian here.
See, I get cotton candy on the Malaga.
109 US. Ooh, I don't know. I think
I
I'd
think it's
pass.
134 here.
Ooh, what the hell? Damn,
Yeah, I think let me check. I'm pretty sure it was 134.
that's awful. No, no, no. Ooh, I mean,
Yellow spot. Let's see if it's on sale. The spots have gone off the rails. No, 150.
oh,
149.99. That's insane. Insane. So at 109, yeah, I think you'll enjoy it, Phil. I do think it's a good whiskey. I think you will enjoy it. Definitely don't pay 150.
damn.
So Irish distill, and I think you'll agree with this. Irish distillers seems to have like some separation between the brands now, where they're putting like Powers John Slane as Powers is like the low point, Redbreast is mid range, and the spots they're considering like high end. And the prices here in the US for the spots have gone off the flipping
Oh,
rails.
you know what? IDL and Pernod Ricard, I think they've gone a little bit.
Yeah.
Bonjour.
I think they're also, I think the reason we're seeing stuff on sale, I think they've realized people have hit a ceiling for what they're willing to spend.
Mm,
Like they're not going to do it anymore. Freedom. He totally agrees with Jared, totally agrees with that cotton candy note.
yeah, Sautern, yeah.
Yeah. I had an Aaron Saltern finish at our last tasting. I get those notes plus honey
Okay.
and apricot. I get honey on that. Absolutely. Absolutely. David Tanko broke into my Jameson 18, 80 proofer. It's good. Blended needs more ABV. So you,
So
sir, need the Bow Street.
hold on there. It depends also which 80 proof for JMO 18. If it's one in the old green box, those are fantastic. The ones in the stupid wooden box at 40, no.
Well, in the new ones, they up the ABV to 46.
46, yeah.
And I've had those. Those are actually really good. You wouldn't think just that little bit, but it definitely
It
does
does
help.
help, yeah.
It definitely
Absolutely.
does. That's pretty low for yellow spot. Yeah, 120 here. I'm thinking, Phil, I'm thinking you got to pull the trigger on that 109. It's a good bottle. It's a really nice bottle to have. Yellow spot is usually more than the blue spot in Ontario.
It
Wow,
is
yeah,
now.
it's not.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
It's not that way here. Yeah, 109, very low price in the US. You're lucky to get it for 134. I'm telling you. Yeah, you've seen it for much more. You weren't sure if that was it might be the price drop, but that means it's temporary and it's going to go back up. You
Mm.
just found it for 105. Oh, Amar. Now there's a finish I like. Amarone.
Amarone. Yep.
I'm a big Amarone fan. Has anyone renamed Donald the Quail's
R-
Gate?
Reminded. Yeah.
Remind.
130.
Yeah, Donald the Quail's Gate is about
Yeah, but I didn't
130.
pay 130 US. I paid 70 US for it. So
Yeah. Oh, gotta go drink water. Keep your spirits up. So we are. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to catch up with you guys. 85 euro. Jeez. Yeah, see. So now you can see we're getting screwed over here, Robbie. And we're paying it. 60-ish is a good, yeah, that is a good price for
decent.
Green Spot, honestly,
Yeah.
Mr. Mom. And it's a good whiskey. It's gone as high as $80 here, which is crazy. Crazy. Hey, Whiskey Corner.
Hey,
Cheers to you.
Carlos. Cheers.
Cheers, Carlos. Good to see you guys. So we have a question. Have you tried the Hyde Burgundy?
That's the 1870. Yes, I have, and I love it. It single grain, just great, great single grain whiskey. I love it.
So on the 12th, I'm going to be actually joining Whiskey Corner. And I've got a
Okay.
flight ready to send out to them, a blind flight of some Irish whiskey. We're going to be talking Irish whiskey. It's going to be a super amount of fun. Um, it is 7:30, and I know Anthony is going live right now, so I don't want to go over his time. So make sure you guys all jump over to Anthony's stream. Tell him I sent you. Tell him that it is. Wait a minute. I normally have this already keyed up. It is 15 days till St. Patrick's Day. I will see you guys all in 2 weeks. Donald, thank you so much. This is so much fun. We got to
No,
do
this
this
is
more
great.
often.
Yeah, we really do.
Nobody gets a word in, but we got to do this more often.
Yeah.
All right, you guys all go over to Anthony's stream. I will talk to you here in 2 weeks on our next live, and we'll do our Patreon giveaway sometime during the week. So, Sláinte, everyone.
Launcha.